colleague Dean Harrison with the Fintech Times, and I'm here at Insurtech Insights. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, hi. My name is Julian Ostertag. I'm a co-founder and managing partner of Drakestar. And we're basically a technology investment bank, and I purely focus on Fintech, and Insurtech is, of course, a big part of that.
Fantastic. And how are you finding the event so far?
It's great to meet people again after more than 2 years, right? I mean, during the last 2 years, people tend to stick with the people they already met before.
Yeah.
And of course, you can meet new people via video, but it's a totally different thing if you actually meet the person in live and talk to them, and you get different impressions if you're actually there. It's a little bit overwhelming, to be honest, but it's great to be back.
Yeah, it's definitely very busy, but it's so nice to see people, and just even just like chat about random things.
And you run into people that even you were not supposed to meet, but it's great to actually catch up and see what they're doing. So I just met somebody in the elevator. I wasn't, it's great. It's really great.
Yeah, absolutely. And so what have been the major hallmarks in Insurtech over the last 3 years?
Well, as we're looking at fintech as such, I can clearly say insurance, the industry itself, was probably the last industry within financial services to start innovating, right? I would probably say it's the least innovative industry itself. So, seeing what happened in many other areas, and payment and lending and trading, it was great to see that the insurance industry was being innovated. And I would say at the beginning we saw a lot of B2C companies coming up, and now it's more shifting into B2B and companies developing technology that actually helps insurances, because we still have 9 or 10,000 insurances out there who are sitting on very old technology stack, often in silos that haven't been touched for 20 years, and now they need the innovation, and they need to partner with Insurtech. So it's, I would say, coming from confrontational, we're going to steal your customers, to, well, maybe we can do something together. And I think, so that's one part, innovation. I would say then there are many others. It's like security risk, cybersecurity risk. It's something we didn't see in 20 years ago. Climate change, diversity, customer-centric, all of those topics are coming up. And customers need something different than currently insurances are actually able to offer. So it's great to see how the industry evolved, and it's, in our view, the pandemic actually helped insurances to understand we have to do something. Because during the pandemic, most of them were totally disconnected from their customers, right? And that's not possible anymore.
Absolutely. And then, so thinking about the technology then, how are emerging technologies such as AI, blockchain, how are they having an effect?
It's, if you look at where the insurance industry is now, something like blockchain is basically changing the entire value chain, right? So with blockchain, you're building a data structure that enables you to, have smart contracts. And suddenly, whether it's onboarding a client, signing the agreement, or the entire management throughout the process, including claims management, that can all be digitized based on blockchain, right? Because it builds trust that everybody has the same contract, everybody has the same data, it's secure, and then suddenly you can automate claims payment. And that's a huge benefit, not only for the insurance side, but actually it's also a big benefit for us as an insurance customer, right?
Yeah.
So, and AI is a different type of animal, but the insurance industry is probably sitting on huge amount of data, and they never worked with it. They couldn't even access the data. And if you talk to insurances, they wouldn't be able to say, let's review everybody who has 2 kids and see what their need is. They don't know, right? And now with AI, the system can actually tell you, I believe, based on the data, that we should be speaking more with families with those 2 kids. And I think most of them actually are missing 1 or 2 insurance products. Why don't they have a life insurance if one of the 2 parents is working a lot and the other not? We should be covering this risk. And that's something you can now do with AI, right?
Yeah.
And actually use the vast amount of data that's out there.
Yeah, fantastic. Then, I guess thinking more about consumers and the customer demands, how are the demands for personalization sort of affecting things in the industry? Because I feel like we're hearing that a lot more at the moment.
Yes, absolutely. And if you look at financial services, this is my personal view, insurance is probably the most boring of all products, right? I mean, even applying for a loan, you're doing it because you want to buy a house, buy a car. So it's maybe not exciting, but you're doing it because there's a exciting background. Insurance is always about mitigating risk, and it's not exciting, right? And if you have an insurance, most people never look at it again over the next 20 years, but they should be doing that, right? So, and suddenly, people are demanding, I need a better advice. People need to understand what my personal situation is, and it's changing, it's continually changing. And then focusing on customers, I think it's going to be a big change, right? I spoke to a CEO of a health insurance a couple of years ago about what customers need, and it was pretty clear after a while, his customers are insurance brokers. And I thought, I'm the customer, right? Health insurance, you're paying a lot of money. And he said, no, Julian, you're not the customer. My customer is the insurance broker, which is crazy because you spend so much money on insurance, right?
Yeah.
They don't even consider you being a customer.
Crazy, fantastic. Well, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you very much, Molly. It was great.